Welcome back to A Better Day podcast. This is Katrina, and I'm here with Leslie.
Hi, everyone.
And Anthony, welcome.
Hello, how do you do?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing today?
Right.
Doing good?
We're doing good. How are you doing, Katrina?
I'm doing great. It's been a good day. Been a good week so far.
Non-stop.
It's nonstop, I know.
Yes.
And
yes.
speaking of nonstop, our mental health. That is the whole topic for today.
Yes,
So
indeed.
last week, I want to touch on that podcast that we have. If you did not listen to that podcast, please go back and make sure that you do listen to it. Last week's was healing through hobbies. We talked about each one of our hobbies, and Leslie gave some great ideas with some grounding work. This week, I'd like to continue talking about that, but kind of talk about a little bit more of nature and animals and things that we personally do to ease our mental health and self-care. I know that Anthony, you and I were talking a little bit earlier about grounding work and the beach, and I want to talk about some things that are absolutely free, and then some all the way up some crazy things like I like skydiving. Things like that. I knew you were going to say that.
Definitely won't do that.
I like hiking, but I don't know if I can do skydiving.
I love hiking.
Yeah.
So let's talk about hiking.
Yes, hiking. Okay, we could do hiking.
Yeah.
The skydiving might, have deleterious effects on my mental health. but yeah, hiking. Have you ever been before? I have.
Every year I go to Colorado.
Uh-huh.
And I hike in the mountains with a bunch of girlfriends. It's always women. Very supportive, loving, women that usually it's my aerial group. But I absolutely love being in nature, put your phones down, get away from the electronics, because, there's a science behind electronics, how it's not really great for us.
No, not
And most of us, myself included, we spend a lot of time with our phone connected to our hand.
And then they're connected to your face.
And then connected to your face and the computer.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely love hiking. And I'm a big fan of Colorado, and there's some great places here in Florida too. Leslie, you said you like hiking?
Yeah, but I haven't been to any place here in Florida, in Arizona, Hawaii, Machu Picchu. Yeah.
I haven't been to those extravagant. The most, I guess, nature-like place I've been is to the beach. Like a million times, and then like a nature preserve where if you walk too far you'll run into a gate and you'll see traffic on the edge of the
But
sandbox.
It's so unfortunate because we're here from Florida, and there are beautiful places here in Florida that because of this particular topic we were able to look at what's around us. And I think just being local and going to places that are close by, they could be cost effective and affordable and fun.
I have a question. The Vizcaya, would you consider that like a nature place?
The sky?
The Vizcaya, the place in Miami, the mansion that's on the water.
Oh yeah.
Vizcaya.
The garden, yeah.
So that's a beautiful place. Have you been there before?
Yes, I've done photos there like a few times.
I've seen people get married there. It's a beautiful place.
It's beautiful. There has a lot of history and the architecture, and also because it's right on the water, it's amazing.
If you have not been to Vizcaya, it's a museum and a garden in Miami. It's actually really deep in Miami, isn't it?
Yeah, it's south of
it's in Coral
downtown.
Gables, right?
Yeah.
Coral Gables.
Yeah,
And it's actually a huge estate.
massive.
It's absolutely beautiful. I'm looking it up here because I'm curious.
And trust me, it's a lot cheaper to go, as it's not as expensive as if you're doing photos.
Of course.
Yeah, it's different. So of course it's really great to go if you're taking pictures with your phone, but if you want to do like a photo shoot there, a hobbyist, you take a detachable lens, you're gonna pay a pretty penny. But yeah, they also have a Fairchild tropical botanic garden. I haven't been.
It's beautiful too.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
From what I hear, it's pretty beautiful, but kind of reminds me of.
There is also a Japanese garden here in Boca. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's very nice.
I was gonna shoot there before.
Really?
I looked it up. That's how I know about those places.
Is that
but I've never
Murakami?
been. Say again?
Is that Murakami?
I think
Yes.
it is more common.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Murakami. You know, Murakami, I didn't get it this year, but they have their yearly passes where it's cheaper. And there's a buddy system too, so you can always bring somebody with you. And they have a little restaurant there, and they always have little events.
That's what's up.
I wonder if these organizations provide a discount, a special discount for nonprofit organizations that they do groups. Maybe
That's a
there's something
great
we can
idea.
explore.
Do a group walk.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, that would be something good to
Yeah,
explore.
Yeah, that would be nice to go there and do like different field trips, group walk through nature. Because that place is peaceful and I'm just getting. I just feel better looking at the pictures. Of course.
You can get inspired of what you can
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, the Murakami is in Boca, if you're not familiar with that. And
So we're going from Miami to Boca.
What other things in Florida can you think of? Oh, you know where I went? I went to Devil's Den one time. Have you heard that?
I've seen pictures. I haven't been there, but they're very like enticing to go.
Yeah, pictures I've never been.
So I went to Devil's Den. I'm not a very good swimmer. But you can only go in Devil's Den if you're scuba diving or snorkeling.
Right.
So I wore a full wetsuit, and if you're not familiar with those float some.
Oh.
So wait,
good.
you can only do scuba diving?
Yes.
And
So
snorkeling?
yes. So it's a big hole. If you haven't been there, it's a big
It's a
hole.
sinkhole, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big sinkhole, and then you walk down these narrow stairs, and it's just a big hole, and it's beautiful. The water was beautiful, but yeah, you can only snorkel or dive. And then they also have like a lodging, so you can bring friends, family. I think I went by myself when I did go because it was a special occasion many years ago. But you definitely go camping and hang out there for a couple of days. It's an experience.
I mean, the pictures, they just look breathtaking. They're so pretty. It's something that I would like to go. And it's like here local.
Yeah, that's. Where is Devil's Den?
I think it's in
North of Florida.
Yeah,
it's Central Florida. It says Williston.
Williston.
Yeah, Williston, Florida. If I got that right.
I know it's not too far because it can only be a few hours.
Well,
away.
it says West Fort. Oh, no, this is Arkansas. Where did you get that from? Nope. Yep, Williston, Florida. Central Florida, near south of Gainesville.
So south of Gainesville.
Yeah, in between Gainesville and Ocala. Yeah.
That's not too far.
Yeah, not far at all.
Yeah, no, and that's an experience. That's definitely an experience. Have you ever been to the Monkey Jungle, Miami?
You
know me
it's
and
not the Miami
monkeys.
Zoo, though, right?
No, it's actually called the Monkey Jungle.
The Monkey Jungle. No,
So they have a lot of monkeys?
They have a lot of monkeys.
Oh.
Boy.
Yeah, it's a science museum, obviously. And are you looking it up? You're totally looking it up.
Go ahead.
And I know that I haven't been there in a while, but I remember it was not expensive. So it was inexpensive, and I definitely had the experience where I was holding the monkeys, and I think I fed them.
It's like pretty much a homestead. Okay, beautiful. Yeah. So, but no, definitely good to be in nature. I know a good place. It's it's called I gotta get the name right because it's in Naples. It's a preserve park. It's called let me see. I'll make sure I don't butcher this. The 5 Mile Slow or something like that. It's basically a creek. It's like it's a nature preserve, and they have an elevated walkway that literally goes almost like 2 miles into like the.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm trying to find the name of it, but I went there to take photos. Of course, you know
Of
me.
course, yeah, you.
Yeah, so I went there to take pictures, and it was beautiful. And I went to the pier one day. Actually, that's one thing I actually would recommend. So for me at that time, I think we had just from the job I was previously at, we just currently got a unlimited PTO.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's something to tell me, hey, I'm just gonna go take a trip, and then I'm gonna go take pictures. That's what I like to do. So I took time off specifically. I haven't done so in such a long time that now I'm really wanting to having this conversation makes me really want to go back and do that. But yeah, going and being in nature there's nothing like it, especially when you're there and you're focused on that, and you're not worried about anything else. And yeah, that's like the best place to be. Take pictures. I gotta show you guys I'll show you guys the pictures. I'll see if I can pull one up, and of the birds and stuff that they have.
Ooh.
Yeah, they have like
I have a thing with birds.
Yeah, she's not a big fan of birds.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Not
I mean,
even
I like them to see them from afar. I'm like, I can't get close
fans
to
of
them.
birds from a distance. I'm fans of it.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
think
lot of
that movie Birds got to me when I was a
horror
bird.
movie.
Yeah, it was kind of a horror movie with crows, and it was scary. Yeah.
Yeah, no, crows are different.
Yeah, no,
I think
yeah,
they're birds
I
and then
don't
they're
know.
crows.
It's something must have happened to me when I was a kid that I don't remember exactly, but like it's kind of like a phobia, but it's not a phobia because I like them and I appreciate that they're beautiful animals, but I can't really be close to them.
Do you think that's part of ACEs?
I think so. I honestly
there
think
you
that
go.
I have some sort of PTSD about it.
Oh boy.
There's a place that I went to like a few years ago. It's called Zoological Wildlife Foundation in Miami. They have tigers, and you can actually pet them. I pet them, and they have, shows. I think it was a whale or dolphin shows. They have monkeys.
What was that called?
It's Zoological
Wildlife
Foundation. Yeah, it's in Miami, and it's a foundation. So I pet like a couple of tigers. It was so cute. You can actually like pet them.
Right.
Oh wow.
I found the name for you guys anyway, but it's the 6 Mile Cypress Slow Preserve.
Ooh.
That's what it's called. So it's 6 Mile Cypress Slow Preserve, and they have these elevated walkways you can go through, and then you're just like in nature. It's like dope.
And where is this again?
This is in I would say Naples, but it's actually north of Naples. This is in the Fort Myers, city of Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really nice. A really nice experience.
Oh, that's awesome.
Funny thing, actually, I love that. I love that side of town. Actually, I used to travel there frequently in college, like pass through stuff like that. But it's more. It's kind of the opposite of here in South Florida. It's hustle bustle from like city, like it's from Palm Beach all the way down to Miami. It's like straight just city blocks and streets and busyness and traffic. I mean, they have traffic over there too, but then you get like breaks. You find like a nice little road and there's like trees and then there's like everything's more spread out until you get to Tampa.
I do like Naples a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Have you ever been to the Gator Park?
Where's that? I don't think I've no.
Everglades?
No, it's an actual gator park. It's somewhere up north. Let's see if we can find
Central
it.
Florida?
Yeah, it's not it can't be too far. Oh no, I'm wrong. It's in Miami. It was the other way.
In the Everglades. Arizona got airboat ride.
Yeah, there was another one. There was another one north of us though, where it was. I went and there was gators everywhere, like little gators, big gators.
Well, I mean, it's Florida. I think they're everywhere.
No, like yeah.
My friend of mine was telling me he actually went into Wekiva Springs. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken.
What's it called?
Wekiva Springs.
Oh,
It's in Central Florida. I'm not exactly if this is the exact park where he had this situation happen, but he went there to take pictures, and he went down and I think it's a state park, or it's a state park or something like that, or if it's not Ocala or something like that. But he went into that park and he saw a bunch of gators.
Oh wow!
But like, see, the one I'm talking about, like the Cypress Nature Preserve in Fort Myers, it's elevated walkway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you kind of like are above everything and it's wooden or whatever. This one apparently they have trails, so you're kind of more in the nature,
Oh,
right?
that's awesome.
Which is great. until you go past and you turn around and the path you just walk down, there's like 6 gators on. And it's funny because he ended up jumping on the table. It was a funny story, but he jumped on the table and he said the park ranger came by and said, he's like, oh man, they're fine, they're domesticated. And he just like he petted one and walked with him. So but I wasn't gonna find out, but
Wow.
yeah.
Something else I like doing that's very inexpensive is kayaking. You guys go kayaking at all?
I have never
I
been
haven't been.
Been ever?
No.
ever.
Ever.
Oh wow,
either,
we're
yeah.
going.
No.
Yep. Shouldn't have said it.
Shouldn't have said it. We're going now. There's plenty. There's actually plenty of places around us. Obviously, we live, right on the ocean. But Jupiter has beautiful kayaking place.
There are rivers around here too.
As long as we're on the closed body of water, I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about nature and contact with nature and socializing is the effect it has with with our mental health and emotional well-being.
Yeah.
I think we always at one point we live in such a fast-paced environment, and sooner or later we feel like burned out.
Right.
So to prevent that, especially in the roles that we have, because sometimes like from my personal point of view and Katrina's, perhaps we are always helping people and we're helping the helpers sometimes, right? And that can be very stressful at times.
Yeah. I mean, just like today, you're working 12 hours a day, and what self-care have we done for ourselves so far?
Doing the podcast today.
Yeah.
Well, I got up this
Letting
morning.
it all out.
I got up this morning and went to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I need to go there. I need to do the gym thing.
You can stretch though. Start stretching in the morning. That's good. Shaking your body. It's good.
Yeah, I agree with you, Leslie. It definitely helps, reduce stress and healing, and not just our mental health, because our mental health affects our bodies as well.
Right.
Definitely.
And we're so blessed because we live in such a beautiful city that, like, for instance, I see my front lawn. Sometimes what I do is I take my shoes off and I just start grounding myself, making sure that my feet get in touch with the
Yes,
with the
with the
grass.
ground. Yes,
Exactly. And you-
Deposit them free radicals back into the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Anthony, we touched base on this at one point. You have a grounding mat, right?
Yes. Okay. So for
Can you
those of
explain
you
this?
who don't
Yes.
have a lawn, because I don't have a lawn either, I live in an apartment complex. I have a grounding mat. Now, a grounding mat, if you can look it up on Amazon, basically what it is, it's supposed to allow you to be able to ground, kind of like similar to how an electrical system works, like for your house. If anybody knows anything about electrical systems, you need to ground in order to make sure, for safety as well. You need a path to ground when dealing with electricity. Yeah, neutrons. But our body is actually an electrical system. So the idea is behind grounding is that our body is an electrical system, needs to be grounded, because going back to nature, before shoes were created, we were always grounded, essentially. And that's kind of goes back to even the saying, like, you need to stay grounded. So, yeah.
That brings to mind that sometimes when you touch people, and then that person is like shocked electrically. That person, that's where you need to be grounded. It's like having to put that little the
charge.
Charge.
Yeah.
I build up charges too. I just realized. I remember that, and that's another thing. I have a grounding mat. I realized I would get shocked probably a lot more because and I think that might have to do with and you're coming in contact with certain things that are not properly grounded. You'll get shocked. Yeah, not like really bad. Obviously, the shoes you wear matter too, because I think there's a particular running shoes I have that it will cause me to get shocked.
And if you think about meditation and if you're grounding, it's like if you visualize all negativity leaving your body and you're releasing it to earth neutralizes everything.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, grounding is important. Now this is not me trying to be a medical expert or anything. It works for me.
Right.
My personal experience was that there were times I had aches and pains, and I just wouldn't know it. Like, couldn't get it, to go away. This is the time when I was working in the warehouse. So of course I'd have aches and pains, back pains and stuff like that. I'd lay down on the grounding mat for like, I'd lay down on it overnight. And I wake up maybe like 1 or 2 days later, I'll be fine. And I would feel the difference. But yeah, I mean, ideally what it does is get rid of the free radicals in your body. You guys can look it up and do your own research, don't just listen to me, and then see if it works for you.
Yeah, definitely. I am going to be looking into that a little bit more because I do not know much about it at all.
Yeah, definitely. If you're going to use an indoor grounding system, because there's 2 types of systems. One of them is it's an actual rod that you can throw out your window, put into the ground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a little wire. Just throw it out the window into the ground. You'll be fine. That one's fine, but there's another one. Usually they sell it with the electrical tester because if your wiring is wrong, it can shock you.
Wow.
If your hot is mixed with neutral or ground or whatever,
Right.
if it's mixed, then it'll. But they give you this little electrical
high
outlet
tech.
tester. Yeah, it's simple. But they give you the electrical tester. You test the outlet before you plug it in.
Stuff.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities for people to be able to do it. Also, going to the beach, soaking your
course.
body on the ocean.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D, and that's grounding too.
And you just made me think barriers, like some of the barriers that people think that they have. All you got to do is go outside, find something green.
Touch grass,
Yeah.
like they say online.
Yeah. Go outside, find something green, find the sun, definitely think of your comfort level and these activities that we're talking about. I mentioned skydiving, we mentioned touching green grass. Those are very different things on very opposite sides of the spectrum there. So definitely think about what your mental health is asking you for. Be present and be mindful of your body.
Even for your sight, for your vision, right? When you, even if you go to the optometrist and they say that you always like enclosed in rooms, your vision for some reason gets affected by that.
Yeah,
Unless
definitely.
you have open fields to look at it. But going back to grounding and, in the mornings when you can touch with your barefooted the grass, practice gratitude.
Absolutely.
Gratitude is super important because I believe in God and the creator of everything, and I think it's super important to show gratitude to our creator for every day and for the things that we have and we accomplish, and being positive. I think is super important. Looking at it from a beautiful day, sunny day, beautiful skies in Florida, that alone is a blessing.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely. All that reduces cortisol and improves our mood. Definitely makes me focus a little bit better and set my intention for the day. And I don't know. I know, Leslie, you have a dog. Do you, Anthony? Do you have a dog?
No, I don't.
Well, I know that I walk my dog, dogs first thing in the morning. That's grounding because I don't wear shoes. And so I do the same thing at night.
Just make sure don't step on
slowly-
anything.
Yeah, I'm slowly being
Oh,
convinced
yeah.
to the dog, getting invited to the dog club. Like I'm one more pets and what is it, Paws and Pals? I'm more, we have events for the city of Tamarack and they bring out the dogs and stuff. I'm like 2 more events of those away from like getting a dog. Like no, not yet.
You're right there.
No.
And you never know where you're going to find peace in an unexpected place.
Yeah.
You do.
So nature and green therapy is important for your mental health, but also for your physical well-being, because it boosts your immunity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, breathing, getting all the oxygen in your body, fresh air.
Salt water, the beach. So the minerals in salt water.
Oh.
If you're at a you obviously you want to go by your local areas. So there's some places that you got to be careful.
Yeah.
But going to the beach in the sun daytime. That's why the beach is still one of the most popular. It's probably one of the most, if not the most popular attraction here in South Florida, is because you get sun, you get the salt water. There's a lot of minerals in it, and you get in there, get wet. You know what I'm saying? Hairs in it. And, that's like probably I think that crosses with grounding too, technically.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, go for it.
Yeah. Like I said.
For people that live in apartments, I was just thinking about plants, indoor plants.
Mhm.
If you do some research on Google, you can actually find out what plants absorb like CO2,
Oh, okay.
and they turn that into oxygen.
Oh, I never actually
Yeah.
thought of that.
So
Yeah,
That's-
clear
that-
your space.
it's
Yeah.
space, and some are mosquito repellent too.
oh, wow.
Like what is that one?
Citronella.
That
Which one?
exactly
Citronella.
citronella.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to get that one.
Yeah, it's really, it has a really nice smell. It's like a lemongrass kind of smell.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
it's
like
really
that
good.
smell.
Yeah, citronella. Oh, I used to work at Lowe's. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
They had them, and I used to. And then when you rub them, they actually have a little oil. You
Oh,
can just rub
nice.
them, and
Oh, so your fingers smell that way.
you'll smell it.
Oh, that's nice. And then that would carry out throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, until you wash your hands, but it would carry out with you. So then that could be something very peaceful too.
Right. So the sense of like plants are really soothing. Like I used to work in the lawn and garden section at Lowe's, or I should have said a hardware store, but it doesn't matter. And one thing I realized is plants are they have a kind of uplifting effect.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed because initially I thought working outside you can work outside in the sun, but then you realize it's like, oh, you're around plants all day. It's just like, I don't know, something about it.
Yeah.
It's like different than being inside the store because it's all like concrete, metal, steel, wood, whatever you're around, and then you're outside in the plants, and it's like it's just different.
They have energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So plants have energy. You could sing to them. They used to play Beethoven. Yeah. I want people to try this because I heard it, I believe it, but I just want to make sure. Maybe there's some skeptics or doubters out there. Singing to your plants. Have you heard about singing to the plants?
I have not.
So there's I heard about this in elementary school. It's crazy
Really?
enough. Yes. So classical music has the effect of causing like plants to grow. They say they grow more when they feel the vibrations. Now there's a scientific reason behind it. I can't remember at the moment. I think it's because it's the vibrations simulate something. I think it simulates I think the sun or something. It's a frequency that's given off in the morning time.
Oh, okay.
That is simulated when you play music, and that's what causes them to open up the pores, and it's like a whole
Wow.
science thing.
That's the same thing for that was done in research for babies in the womb. Actually, if you play classical
wow,
music,
Yes, you're right.
enhances their
Vibration, because they're in the they're in the fluid, and then the vibration, they're sensitive vibrations. Yeah.
So
That's
start playing
beautiful.
music,
Yeah,
classical music.
actually.
Your baby's gonna be genius.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start put headphones on my plants.
Yeah. I think that's why they also react to the ultrasound.
But think
machine,
of
too.
it. Everything has
Yeah, it could be.
it makes sense, because if you treat
Mhm.
somebody with kindness and you're positive and you're
Right.
sweet, who wouldn't like to be in that kind of environment? Somebody that has not been in a traumatic
Not at peace,
environment.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, for instance, let me give you an example. And we're like detaching from like the natural green therapy, but I have a dog that I rescued when he was 3 years old.
Right.
And I have a cat that my sister gave it to me because the mom had babies. It was stray cat, and then she rescued a little baby. My dog was 3 years old, and I could see that he had suffered from trauma. And his behavior sometimes when I try to hold him, he doesn't like that because I think he was dropped or something when he was a kid. He was baby. And the cat has a completely different behavior because he didn't go to trauma. And, I always, talk to him sweet and blah, blah, blah. But wow, you can tell the difference, based on somebody that went through traumatic experiences and another animal, even in animals that didn't go to traumatic experiences, that way you're kind and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine the human beings and also plants.
To kind of jump off of that, right? Because you brought up your dog. So, domesticated dogs have been domesticated for so long that they've kind of evolved in a way that they could not survive in nature anymore.
Oh yeah, I know.
So,
horrible.
for example, since they are given food and so on and so forth, it allowed them to evolve in a way where they kind of need us now. that, the reason I touch on that is because it's kind of like a testament to the fact that your environment affects how you are physically. Even if it's not on the evolutionary level. I mean, it does affect your children, your children's children, so on and so forth for generations. But ultimately, you go through a physical change when you're eating healthy. Your mental is good. It's like when people can see when you're not getting sleep, or your mind isn't right, or so on and so forth. You can become unrecognizable. Yeah. But that's like a testament to how being in the right environment, going out into nature, taking that time, makes a difference. I'm actually seeing that now. Like before, I was like completely different. Where now I'm like kind of hustle and bustle, and stuff like that, and I'm like different physically. So
yeah, definitely. So just to recap, first and foremost, let's unplug. Let's start practicing unplugging intentionally from our phones, our computers, intentionally making sure that we do something for ourselves, make sure that we have that self-care for our mental health, make sure we ground, find out what works for you, listen to your body, listen to your mind. Definitely.
I think it's super important to be very mindful of what we do with the 24 hours that we have. What do you do within 24 hours? How do you allocate your time? Time to sleep is essential. Time to eat, time to work, social interactions, and also, nature. So take a very close look at the 24 hours that you have in a day. How can you make the most of it for your well-being, for your mental, physical, and social life? And, don't just exist. You have to enjoy life. We were put in this amazing earth to, make the most of it.
Right.
And you never know when God's going to take us from this earth.
Call us home.
Exactly. And speaking of God, next week, make sure you tune into our podcast. We're going to have a great conversation here with Anthony and that you're going to want to listen to.
Give us a little preview. What is that going to be about?
It's going to be about, it's going to be a little bit about God, and you say God, mental health, how it helps, and different mindsets that would help you on your journey.
Beautiful.
Principles, godly principles that will help you on your journey.
That's beautiful.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, thank you guys. This was a beautiful conversation. I hope that our listeners definitely got some education out of this and then go do their own research.
Right. Definitely always do your own research.
Always. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Next time.
Until next time.